Ladies and gentlemen, street racing is back. And not just any street race, we're talking about cash days. The most intense, no-prep, high-stakes street racing event where legends are made and reputations are broken in the blink of an eye. Big Chief and Jackie took the Crow to Texas for a shot at street racing glory, but let me tell you, this was one wild ride. From controversial lane choices to unexpected losses and even a silent protest on the starting line, this cash days was one for the books. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into Big Chief's latest race, where one simple mistake cost him big, but as always, there's more to the story than just the loss. Let's get into it. If you're new to street racing, here's what you need to know: cash days isn't your average race. There are no second chances, no redose, and absolutely no mercy. You get one shot to prove you've got what it takes, or you're packing up and going home. The road? Unpredictable. The competition? Brutal. The stakes? High as hell. This time around, Big Chief and Jackie weren't just racing for themselves, they were hosting two of Sweden's best street racers, Henrik and Nissi, who had dominated the Stockholm Open. These guys came all the way to America to experience real street racing, and what better way to show them than cash days? But here's where things got interesting. The race was being organized by none other than Dan. Now, if you don't know Dan, let's just say he's got a history with Big Chief and Jackie. Last time they raced under Dan's watch, they were sent down a gravel road. Not ideal. So naturally, when Dan announced he was hosting another cash days, Big Chief was skeptical. Had he learned from his past mistakes? They gave him another shot. Third chance Dan, as we'll call him, and oh boy, it didn't take long before controversy struck again. Now, let's talk about the biggest factor in this race, the lane choice. Anyone in the street racing world knows that lane selection can make or break your night. And in this case, it broke it big time. When it was time for Big Chief to race, he drew the memory-lost Camaro, a car Jackie had beaten before. The friendly competition was real. If Chief lost, Jackie would officially have bragging rights, and you better believe she wasn't gonna let him forget it. But the bigger problem? He drew the right lane. Now, here's where things got tricky. This particular street is notorious for being a one-lane road, meaning one side is significantly worse than the other. Everyone knew the left lane was the money lane. The right lane? A gamble. But what happened next was even worse. Muck. During burnout prep, the team noticed a mysterious white dust, possibly concrete residue, sheetrock dust, or some kind of street grime. The plan was to avoid it at all costs. Burn out away from it, back into clean rubber, and launch hard. Sounds simple, right? Well, somewhere in the chaos, the communication broke down. Big Chief's tires rolled right into the muck, not once, but twice. And when the light dropped, the Crow spun immediately. Zero traction. Chief tried to pedal it, but the race was already over. The memory-lost Camaro took the win, and just like that, Big Chief was out of cash days. Jackie? Oh, she was loving it. That racer math meant she was officially faster than Chief now, and you know she wasn't gonna let that one go. But just when you thought the night couldn't get any crazier, Wagner stepped up and did something no one saw coming. He had drawn the same right lane, and he wasn't happy about it. So what did he do? He moved. Not just a little bit. He moved an entire lane over, completely out of the racing groove, onto untouched pavement. It was a bold, almost reckless move. But why? Because he knew. He knew that racing in that lane was a lost cause. And rather than go down the same path as Big Chief, he took a gamble on something completely untested. Did it work? Nope. He still lost. But that move? It sent a message. It was a silent way of saying, this road is trash, and everyone knows it. And here's where things take a turn. Dan, who had spent the entire night arguing that the lanes were fine, suddenly had a change of heart. The very next day, he put out a public statement saying, yeah, so that road was trash. I'll never hold a race there again. Really, Dan? You spent all night defending it, only to admit after the fact that it was bad? Look, credit where credit's due, owning your mistakes is important. But it sure would have been nice if that realization had come before guys like Big Chief and Wagner had to roll the dice on an unfair race. Big Chief's response? Laughs, guess we'll call him Third Chance Dan. At the end of the day, Cash Days was a wild ride. Lesson 1, lane choice matters. If you draw the bad lane, you better have a strategy to overcome it. Lesson 2, track conditions can make or break a race. One small mistake in prep, and you're done. Lesson 3, no excuses, just lessons. Big Chief didn't blame the lane, the car, or Dan. He took the loss, learned from it, and moved on. That's what real racers do. The good news? This is just the beginning. Big Chief and Jackie aren't slowing down. Their shop is nearly finished, their cars are getting faster, and you better believe they'll be back with something to prove. And next time, no muck, no mistakes, just pure, unfiltered street racing. If you want to see what's next, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And hey, would you have made Wagner's move? Let us know in the comments. Dear friends, Big Chief and Jackie are busy with the new store project for 2025. Things are really going well at the new store. The space is transforming. Chief and Jackie have made great progress since the last update. Here's an update on everything that's been accomplished so far and what's next on the to-do list. The wood paneling is now fully installed from door to door, with several coats of paint applied. While it's not 100% complete, the shop is already looking fantastic. Jackie has officially leveled up her painting skills. Armed with a brand new paint bucket and roller, she's been tackling the walls like a pro. With most of the cutting and trimming work done, the remaining sections should go up much faster. Once the walls are completely painted, there will be space to hang banners or other decorations to give the store a polished and tough-looking finish. The electrical setup has been revamped to better suit the store's needs. Instead of the previous low-mounted outlets, which always seemed to end up hidden behind cabinets, the new outlets have been placed higher up for easier access. With most tools now cordless, fewer outlets are needed, making for a cleaner and more streamlined setup. The garage door opener, light switches, and power sources have all been installed at a comfortable height. If additional outlets are needed in the future, they can easily be added without disrupting the current layout. Next up, the windows and doors are being framed with custom trim work. While trimming windows in a shop isn't a necessity, it adds a clean and professional touch, preventing dust and dirt from settling in exposed edges. The baseboards are also being installed to complete the walls. Jackie has been busy priming and painting trim boards, making sure everything looks sharp. Despite a few struggles with screws and fasteners, the window casings are now secured and the finishing details are coming together. One unexpected issue that popped up: why do the shop's windows reflect everything inside but don't allow a clear view outside? Even during the daytime, the effect remains, almost like a one-way mirror. Whether it's the tint, the lighting, or some other mystery, it's something worth investigating. With the main section of the shop nearly complete, the focus will soon shift to setting up work areas, organizing equipment, and figuring out where to place lifts and vehicles. The goal is to have a functional and efficient workspace while keeping the shop looking sharp. The remaining wall sections, about 5 or 6 more boards, will be installed, painted, and trimmed out by the end of the night. After that, as temperatures drop, vehicles will start moving into the shop, and work will begin on setting up the space exactly how Chief and Jackie wanted. This project has been a labor of love, built with patience, determination, and hands-on effort. While hiring a crew might have been faster, doing it yourselves ensures that every detail meets your standards. The shop is transforming into a space that's not just functional, but also uniquely yours. With just a few more steps to go, the finish line is in sight. Keep pushing forward, and soon, you'll be ready to open the doors and get to work in a fully customized, badass new store. Keep up the great work.